Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Arushi and in this channel we talk about all things product, tech and general career adulting. Those of you who don't know me, I have about 7 years of experience building tech products. In those 7 years, I have worked as a developer for a few and then as a product manager lately. Right now I'm working as a senior product manager at Noon, which is one of the biggest e-commerce players in the MENA region. Anyway, introductions apart, this video is kinda cool and kinda interesting for me because today we're going to be talking about the elephant in the room of technology. The elephant that has caused all of you to worry about your jobs and run helter-skelter trying to just make sure that you are not the one who gets laid off. No, I'm not talking about the tech layoffs, but I am talking about artificial intelligence and how it's making everyone so freaking scared about losing their job, about coming to terms with it, what's gonna change and so on and so forth. Guys, first thing, this is not the first change in the world of technology. So many changes have come up before us and so many will keep on coming up, but humanity are here to stay, I hope. Anyway, we did learn how to use computers. I remember my mother when she was young and computers had just come out, like we were kids, but for them they were adults and they were working in the industry and they were all scared that these computers will take away our jobs and so on. But 20-30 years later, she just retired last month and she's done her job. She's learned computers, but that didn't mean that she was irrelevant. Similar things will happen. You'll have to learn, you'll have to cope up with the world, but becoming completely relevant is not something that will happen. I like to quote someone that I recently read: humans are consistently getting more and more specialized, and that's what we will become. So we'll have to get more specialized, but that's about it. Don't worry. So now, coming to this video, and what are we really doing here? In this video, I'll help you become specialized or maybe move a little bit towards getting specialized. So we will cover 6 core terms that you need to know about AI, artificial intelligence, GoogleBard, ChatGPT, all the lot, so that you in your next conversation can appear really chic, really well read, and you can impress the next interviewer, the next conversation you have in office, or probably the next date. Who knows where AI will come up next. So without further ado, let's get started. And like always, full disclosure, here are the 6 terms that we will cover. So the topics that we'll cover today are conversational AI, NLP, machine learning, deep learning, sentiment analysis, and finally types of bots. So starting with the first one, conversational AI. This term has been floating all around, like ChatGPT is a conversational AI because it responds to you like a human being. Oh my god, that's such a new thing. Guys, that's really not true. Siri, conversational AI. Okay Google, conversational AI. The AI that you have on your fridge which helps you order stuff on Amazon, all conversational AI. What is a conversational AI really? A conversation done by an AI is a conversational AI. An AI that's able to have a conversation with you like a human being, conversational AI. So all of those fun conversations that we've been doing with Siri for so long, I think since I was about 7-8 years I know Siri, not really sure, but yeah, the conversations that we've been having with Siri all have been with an AI. So it's not a new thing. Anytime you teach a computer to talk to human beings, to understand what a human being is saying and interpret it and respond to it, that's a conversational AI. Coming to the next one, NLP or natural language processing. Sometimes I think we in the world of tech just invent complex sounding terms so that people are scared of entering the world of tech and start thinking, oh my god, I'm gonna lose my job because of NLP. But NLP is actually a very simple context. So remember when you were a kid and you did not know any language, but then slowly when someone was asking you which grade are you in or which school do you go to, you were able to understand that they are asking you about school and probably the name of the school, right? So slowly as humans, since we learned how to interpret the meanings of things just because we knew a few words, we were able to capture those words and maybe also understand is it a question, is it a statement, is it an exclamation mark, what is the sentiment behind things. We were able to understand what the other person is trying to convey to us. It's the same thing with machines. So all of our innovations, inventions are eventually heavily derived from nature, and what better natural thing than us. So NLP is just about how we understand each other and the emotions of each other as well. So for example, if you ask a computer what's the weather today like, it'll pick up words like weather and today and will give you the entire forecast and probably what kind of clothes you should wear as well. That is NLP or natural language processing, where it listens to your natural language, tries to understand what you're trying to say. It'll understand certain enunciations or certain ways certain dialects speak, so all of that happens there. But once it does understand, it can really get you the information that you need. The next one is machine learning. Now, machine learning is actually how NLP happens, or how natural language processing happens. It's like the L2 of NLP. What does it really mean? So again, coming back to the example, when you as a kid were trying to learn the language, now again, a 2-year-old doesn't know what cat means and what dog means. The way you learned the language was really you were exposed to a lot of situations in which someone was using the word cat for a kitty and the word dog for a doggo. And then you started correlating that word with that image or with that animal in your head. Eventually you understand that's the name that you give to it. So after you've been through enough similar cycles of cat and doggo, you understood the difference between the two, right? It's the same in machine learning. So you basically give the machine a huge set of data for it to understand the pattern behind it. What is the word that we're always using for cat, always using for dog, so on and so forth. And eventually the machine learns that this is how I need to, or this is the meaning that I need to give to this particular thing. That, my friend, is machine learning. Not too different from human learning, right? So that covers the top 3 terms. Over here, you can now pause the video and actually comment on the section below if you feel there are other terms that you wanted me to cover, or if you've not understood these terms well enough, I could do a video too on this. And if you're liking the content so far, which I hope you are, please subscribe to the channel, my friend, or like the video and share it with your friends. So coming back to the 3 other topics that we need to cover. But before we do, guys, just 3 more to go before we can become AI noobs. Yeah, we'll still not be experts, but at least we'll be AI noobs. You can call ourselves beginners in that area. Otherwise, before today, I'm sorry to say you were nothing. Yeah, I know my jokes are not as funny as I think them to me, but they make me laugh. So yeah, please, you're gonna hear them. Anyway, coming back to the next one. So the next one is deep learning. Now, what is deep learning? Well, it goes quite deep. Okay, another PJ, sorry. So, okay, let me give you this metaphor. Like a chef spends a lot of time in making a nice recipe, and he puts layers and layers of flavor to it. How? Let's say I'm a chef who's building a recipe for potatoes. I'll start with the potato, which is just the vegetable, and then I'll probably add some condiments to it. I'll probably add some spices to it. I'll probably add some way of cooking to it, fried versus baked versus cooked, whatever, boiled, etc. And then comes the final recipe. So like I said, there's a base and then there are multiple layers to it, and you keep perfecting the recipe after multiple attempts, serving it to people, making sure that they get food poisoning, and then improving upon it. See, did you see that? Another joke? Okay, coming back. So like that chef, deep learning is a lot like that. So the learning happens on multiple levels. You make the machine probably extract out the data and keep each level analyzing one part of that data, and then finally all of those informations, they combine together to make that perfect dish. Slurp, slurp. Anyway, so that's what machine learning, that's what deep learning is all about. Coming to the next one, and that is sentiment analysis. I think sentiment analysis of all the terms is the most commonly used. I think I also knew about it maybe 7-8 years ago as well, because it's a very commonly used term in the world of digital marketing as well, and generally in product. Like, I think it's a solved problem, it's nothing new. But going back to our point on NLP, where the AI was able to understand if you're asking a question or if it's a statement, it's about understanding your sentiment. You know, what is it, where is it coming from? So in sentiment analysis, you try to understand what's the emotion behind a statement. For example, I could write on Twitter saying that the latest Batman movie was epic. So this makes you understand that I actually loved the movie. But if I say the latest Batman movie was shit, well, it can understand that I didn't like it. So the exclamation marks that we use, the words that we use, the way we use it, all of that goes into the AI understanding if you like it or you don't like it. Sentiment analysis has been being used for the last multiple years in understanding how something is perceived, taking feedback online, understanding user sentiment on Twitter, on the social media, and all of that. And this is one of the layers in your deep learning, where you try to extract what's the sentiment of the user, what is he trying to say. complex now. AI is quite complex. It just makes me amazed at what we have built in the world of technology, and all through a silicon chip, my friend. Anyway, those ramifications apart, coming to the last one on this video, and that is types of chatbots. So we've actually had chatbots for a while as well. Remember when I said in the beginning of the video, AI is not new. We have been coping with it, and we will cope further, and things will only get better. If they don't, we'll figure something out. So coming to the last one, and yes, this is the last one before we become AI noobs. Okay, so there are two types of chatbots. The first one is a rule-based chatbot, where you basically tell the bot if X happens then do Y, if Z happens then do A, and so on and so forth. So it's a rule-based thing where he doesn't know shit, and they are not capable of really extracting much from what's been given to them, but they can be helpful. Examples are your TV remote. That could be called a bot, where you basically, it knows if you press the red button, switch off. If you press the volume up button, please take the volume up, and so on and so forth. So those are rule-based bots. A lot of chatbots in the past have been like that. So if you were, let's say, doing a help flow in a food ordering app, and I've seen that a lot in Swiggy, Zomato in India, all of those are rule-based bots. As a product manager, I think I can guarantee most of them are rule-based bots. But they're useful, they're okay, because in an organization setup, in a business setup, we know that what are the top 10 or 20 complaints that users have, and we can actually build out a flow for it. So it works. The next is the AI-based bots, which is ChatGPT and Bard and the rest of them, which is where it gets fun. Now, there's nobody writing any rules. They just get a lot of data fed to them, which in the case of ChatGPT or Bard is the entire internet basically, and now it's up to the AI to make sense out of it. So for example, ChatGPT is not just a search engine, but it has been incorporated into many startups already. So for example, I know Flipkart in India, which is one of the biggest e-commerce players there, has incorporated ChatGPT as a search, as a way of searching there as well. So if I'm on a page of a red checked t-shirt, I could just put there that I want more red check t-shirts with price under XYZ Indian rupees, and so on and so forth, and it will give me a result of check t-shirts. So what I'm trying to say here is that all of these AI bots, they've just been fed a lot of information, and they're able to categorize it, understand it, and also understand what the user is typing and give it back as a result. The only thing that these AIs are lacking right now, especially ChatGPT and Bard, is voice. But I'm sure that's gonna come up soon. So anyway, those are the two types of bots, the rule-based and the AI-based bots. And guys, we are done. Woo-hoo-hoo! Now we are all AI noobs, and I'm so glad. Now we've started this series on AI, and in this series we'll go through a lot of topics. We've covered the basics. Now we'll look at what's great, ChatGPT or GoogleBard, who's gonna win the race, what's going to happen next, and so on and so forth. So stay tuned. I'm going to come back with more fun content on artificial intelligence, and I will see you next time. If you like this video, as usual, please comment on the section below. Please subscribe to the channel, and please like the video. It helps YouTube suggest this content to other people and helps me continue making these videos for you. So I'll see you next time. Ta-da!